Hey everyone, it's Carlo here at Florida International Audio Fest 2025, and we're here in the FOCAL-NAIM room, and we're just getting a glimpse and a listen to the new beautiful FOCAL Diva Utopia speakers. And like we said, pictures don't do them justice. You really need to see these things in person, and we're gonna get, up close and personal with them shortly. And while we're here, along with a bunch of other great stuff in the FOCAL-NAIM room, we are here with Chris Shaw from FOCAL-NAIM America. Chris, good to see you, sir.
Welcome this morning. We've been waiting for you.
Well, thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. It's been a crazy show, but hopefully it's been going well for you guys.
Oh, it's been absolutely amazing. Of course, so with the new Diva Utopia, there's been a lot of excitement and a lot of hype, and a lot of people looking for us just because of these.
Yeah, I mean, they're something else. I mean, geez, just like I said, I've seen the pictures, but seeing them in person, it's like they're just stunning.
They're absolutely fantastic, and of course, something very different from what we've been doing traditionally, obviously.
Yeah, can you kind of give us sort of a little sort of top level overview of what they're about?
Well, I mean, there's really two real exciting parts about this product. The first one being that this is our first active wireless product by FOCAL, and the second part is that we are FOCAL-NAIM as a group, and with that is that we have the first product with both FOCAL and NAIM products into one product.
Okay, so the amplification and guts, I guess, are by NAIM, and obviously FOCAL did all the speaker tuning and all that good stuff. Wow.
Yeah, so this has been, quite the project for us. It was supposed to start as a 3-year project, ended up being a 5-year project.
All good stuff takes time.
Of course, with that, when you have two companies trying to develop a single product, obviously there's a lot of challenges, and I think that we've really overcome those challenges with this product. And one of the most maybe misunderstood things about this product is that once you have your left and your right speaker, the only thing that you need to add is power or electricity. And internet. And so everyone seems to kind of get the idea that it's active and it has power in it, but they're always asking us where's the source? What do I need for a source and streamer or whatever it may be?
You don't.
And again, everything is built in. That includes
so the streaming service, the streaming access, it's all built in. So
exactly.
You just
the streamer, the DACs, the DSP, and of course the amplification. And also the other perception is that we're using Class D amplification, and that's not true. We have 4 Class AB amplifiers per cabinet.
What kind of wattage are we talking about that amplification?
So with it is that we have the 4 amplifiers, and being active, basically every driver has its own amplifier. So we have 75 watts for the tweeter, 75 watts for the mid-range. Now we have 4 6.5-inch drivers for that low-end energy, 2 on the left and 2 on the right, and each side has its own amplifier at 125 watts, giving us a grand total of 400 watts per cabinet or 800 watts total. But of course, this is NAIM power, so as we have all, as we all know with NAIM, it's slightly conservatively rated. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. And so the woofers that are two on each side. Then,
Two on each side, yes, in a push-push configuration, and then they are ported down through the bottom and then filtered out through the front. All
right. So basically, all you got to do is plug these suckers in, hook up either wireless or a Ethernet cable, and you're off to the races. You can stream, and you don't need anything else if you don't want to.
That's exactly it. That in the ultimate simplest format is that's exactly it. Is that we have a primary and a secondary speaker. Primary holds our streamer, as well as also has some of the optional accessory inputs like analog, optical, and also HDMI with eARC, so we can tie them directly to our flat panel. So once that is connected to the network, whether it be wired or wireless, is that then the primary will communicate with the secondary through an ultra wideband that's proprietary to us.
So basically, you don't need to have a connecting wire between the speakers.
You don't need it. Now we do supply a link cable with it. So in its ultimately simplest connection form, where we are using the ultra wideband, is that we run it at 2496 resolution. And by utilizing the link cable, we now step that up to 24192.
So 24192 with the single cable between the two. If you want to keep it like as clean as possible, wireless, 2496.
That's exactly it.
Very nice. So, and you were saying it has, analog and digital input connections. So if you want to hook up a disc player, whoever still uses those.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a built-in phono pre or anything. That's a separate.
Right. So you would require the phono the preamp and something like that, but analog input, and we've had a lot of inquiries with that. But what's really unique is that the primary, having all the main connections, we can orientate it whether either left or right. So if in such case that we have a shelf with a turntable over here, we can place the primary on this side, or maybe it's on the other side. So we can orientate them in either way.
So you can assign either speaker as the primary left or
so
channel.
The primary is still the primary, but we assign it either left or right.
Left or right. Gotcha. Okay. Very, very neat. Okay, so the other curious thing is, and it's actually a really cool thing, is this stuff, I don't know how to describe it, besides like some really amazing kind of high impact armored felt kind of.
Well, I mean, we took out the words armor impact, but it is a felt. So the felt is obviously it's brought something new to our industry. And where this actually stems from is the fact that, us being a French and English manufacturer, is that, of course, there's a lot of French culture, and of course, within that culture is a lot of designer companies like Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Gucci, Hermes, and so on like that.
Right.
And so what's very awesome is that we, as a company under FOCAL-NAIM, we're actually invited into a very special group called Committee Colbert. So this is a group where you have to be invited into, and of course we're very pleased that we were invited into this group as the audio electronic side of the group. And so when we were developing Diva, we had the ability to sit in front of these high-end designers and allow us to kind of have a read on the future. What is going to be sought after after in 2024, 2025.
Almost like a trend exploration,
right?
And
Exactly.
sort of thing.
And so with that is that right now currently in the high-end fashion world is that we're seeing high-end handbags and coats and hats being done in felt in these high-end companies, and so that's why we elected to have a product that fits into that lifestyle kind of world.
It's like a French design salon, and you kind of get to sit in and kind of look into the future, spitball stuff. I don't know if the French call it spitballing, but whatever. but yeah, that's wild. Oh my
So
goodness.
that's where the felt came from, and of course this being kind of this is a new category for us. I mean, we're not replacing any of our current lineups.
Right.
This is a added plus into our lineup. Okay. Being that this allows us to get into maybe a space we weren't in the past, maybe into. We use the word lifestyle. We don't necessarily like the word lifestyle, but it really fits. Right. I mean, it seems, lifestyle kind of deems to be on the more cost-effective side. But the idea of this is that we wanted a product that integrated into our everyday lives, into our homes, and that really fit into the feng shui of our living spaces.
Well, at least when I heard it, when it first came out, and I read the announcement and saw it, it's kind of like, I think this is kind of a bellwether sort of product. I mean, I think we're going to see more and more higher end customers looking to simplify things and sort of, they used to call it convergence where back in the day, but just have a more simplified set of equipment in their that fits their lifestyle more, and not but they don't want to give up the sound quality that they want. So.
And we've actually kind of coined a new term for that. We call it simplexity. Simplexity.
All right.
The fact is that we have
Wendy, write that down. Simplexity.
We obviously have a very complex unit that does many things, but we wanted it to be simple. So the fact is that we could start from unboxing to placement to calibration, room correction, to listening, less than 30 minutes.
Wow. Very, very cool. And our Craig Chase actually has a pair of these beautiful speakers in for review, and I know I'm talking to him, he's super excited about it.
Oh, and he should be.
Oh, yeah.
If we don't want that nasty Bluetooth, we can actually just disable it, and when we go to our main menu, it now removes Bluetooth out of our menu.
Interesting. Very neat. Nicely designed and very slick. That's like just the perfect thing to integrate with these speakers and keep it as simple and slick as possible.
And with it is, of course, it fits onto our FOCAL-NAIM ecosystem. So the app will now run everything from our $699 ADVERTISE headphones to our Unity, to our 200, 300 series, and now all the way up into Diva.
Oh, it's clever French people. Oh my goodness. Already much more focus and yeah.
And so with the room correction is it allows us to go in and set up the speakers. It's basically a 3-step process with a couple of steps in between those. In this case, we'll just do the modification. And so I do rough measurements of where the speakers are placed in, you know, from the walls, sides, and back wall, how far they are apart, as well as the listening distance from us to the speaker.
Wow.
So that's step 1. Step 2, we start playing tones with room symmetry. And so with this is that we'll start to play a tone here. You'll be able to hear the tone. And we'll do the extremes. So let's go, and I can move this. So this now has moved all that tone all the way over to the right.
Okay.
So what this allows us to do is place this product into an imperfect room, or maybe we don't have necessarily perfect positioning. So we maybe have a speaker that's 1 or 2 feet off to one side just based on cosmetics of the living space. And so what that is that we'll then go through 5 more tones. You can see that the calibration numbers really don't matter as long as that we now center the tone to our stage. And of course, with this one, you can see that it lined up perfectly.
Oh, okay.
So once we're done step 2 of 3, we now get into tonal balance.
Wow.
And so what this is that we will play 8 different test tones. We'll start with a 1. So it's a 1 and a 2. 1, 2. And so 1, 2, 1.
Oh.
And with this is that we will then adjust the second tone. So in this case here, let's do the extreme again. So you can hear how much quieter that second tone now is of the first tone. So from there, we will then go 2 to 3. 3 to 4. 4 to 5. 5 to 6.
That's wild.
6 to 7. Now, everyone asks us if we can add a subwoofer to this. Yeah, and the answer is no. It is a closed network.
Okay.
But we're on 6 of 8 right now. Okay? Let's get down to 7 to 8.
I can feel that.
We're still on 7.
Oh, man.
8 is where we find all the rattles in the room.
Okay. Jeez, yeah. That's wild.
Okay.
You can feel that going through your body. Like, holy smokes.
But you know, and one thing to point out here is that if I go back to 7, you can see how much I had to adjust that, because where we're sitting is right in that room mode.
Right.
Where we're right in that peak, so I've had to bring it down quite a bit.
Okay, so then so you can adjust that then.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Huh.
And then we hit finish, and we're calibrated.
And this is a completely FOCAL homebrew system.
This is proprietary to us. We've named it ADAPT.
ADAPT, okay.
And so with this is that it's 12 to 15 minutes to calibrate, and we use your ears to calibrate. So we keep the human element into the calibration.
It's almost like the audio version of when you go to the eye doctor and they flip between the. Is number 1 clear or number 2?
And that's
number
exactly
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild.
So even if you have a slight hearing impairment, is that we can now calibrate for that as well.
That's really, really
Whether
cool.
it be based on left to right or even tonal balance.
And it's a completely integrated into the phone app. So.
That's exactly it. So into the Diva Utopia, we go into our settings. So not only do we have our room correction, but we have all our system settings here as well. So things like assigning that left and the right speaker. So it asks us which speaker is flashing. In this case here, it's flashing over on the right-hand side on the primary. And so we assign it to the right.
Very cool. I'm sorry, I got to answer this.
So that was our look at the new FOCAL Diva Utopia at the Florida International Audio Expo. I'd like to take this chance to say thank you to Wendy Knowles and Chris Shaw from FOCAL-NAIM America for taking the time with us that day. If you like this video, please go ahead and hit like on the link below. And if you'd like to see more content like this from us, please subscribe to the Secrets YouTube channel. We have a bunch of stuff up there already, and more is on the way. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.